video is brought to you by the Phantom Wiki website, providing me with information and helping me make this video possible. And you, as a viewer, is already supporting me with my channel, which I am highly appreciative of. If you wish to support the channel even more, you can do so by subscribing and sharing my videos on youtube.com/@cutecigarette6.
Military bitches. Never not to touch this by I have to find it. You have to be on your toes. You don't have watches. What do you think this is, kid? Let's go. Hi, we're gonna go rescue Terrence and Philip from the USO show, and we were Who are you? Who sent you?
That Gregory kid! He said you could sneak us in!
Are you telling me that you intend to break into the USO show, filled with thousands of soldiers, and break out Terrence and Philip?
I thought it was a pretty stupid idea, too.
Today, in this video, we're going to be discussing about one of our beloved characters in the South Park series, who was unfortunately killed off prematurely after just having an important role in the South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut movie released in 1999. You already read the title. We're going to be talking about our favorite bizarre 9-year-old French spy who could have been alive today and could have perhaps probably tagged along with the rest of the series. This is Christophe DeLorne, or better known by his codename The Mole. Side note, let it be known that I'll be making a separate video about the more well-known Gregory of Yardo, who was also killed off in the South Park series after the Bigger, Longer, and Uncut movie, but that is a story for another time, but I guarantee you another video will be made as a follow-up to this one. Anyways, back to what I was saying. We'll dive deep into Christophe's backstory, how he was introduced and eventually came to his quick demise. Now, relax, listen along, and enjoy. Christophe DeLorne is a 9-year-old boy who has an occupation as a mercenary. He was introduced to Kyle, Stan, and Eric indirectly by Gregory, who describes the mole to them as,
"He is an expert in covert operations, a mercenary for hire."
It is obviously shown in the movie that Christophe isn't an average, ordinary kid like the rest. This is shown in scenes where he interacts and doesn't really relate to the three boys. And according to the Phantom Wiki I got my information from, he is noted to be manic, emotionally unstable, and abrasive. Throughout some parts of the movie, he has a strong, prevalent hatred towards God, who he blames for everything horrible and wrong in his world, making him a misotheist. Both him and his mother, who's the only family member in the film who appears, both come from a French background. She appeared as she opened the front door to the residence and greeted the three boys. She informed them that the mole was grounded for showing his belief of misotheism, which ultimately meant that he couldn't be a part of their mission, or in her words, he can't come out and play. After some convincing from the boys, Christophe's mother eventually calls him over to let him have a talk with them. After some interrogating and more convincing, the mole agrees to help them with their mission, which is to infiltrate the upcoming USO show and save the Canadian comedy actors Terrence and Philip from their scheduled execution and return them home to Canada. The mole tells the boys to meet him in the backyard in 15 minutes to more plan out their mission to him. He then says something negative about God, which his mother overhears and demands him to get inside of the house and explain to her what she just heard from him.
Hello?
Hi, we need to speak with the mole.
I'm sorry, the mole is grounded. He can't come out and play. What? He's a kid? He said very naughty things about God.
Oh, well, can we just talk to him for 5 seconds, please?
Well, all right. Christophe!
Hi, we're gonna go rescue Terrence and Philip from the USO show, and we were Who are you? Who sent you?
That Gregory kid! He said you could sneak us in!
Are you telling me that you intend to break into the USO show, filled with thousands of soldiers, and break out Terrence and Philip?
I thought it was a pretty stupid idea, too.
We're La Resistance. We want to save Terrence and Philip and stop the war and stuff. I can't help you. I'm grounded in my room for the next 3 days.
So are we. Our parents think we're home right now.
Why are you grounded? Why? Because God hates me, that's why. He has made my life miserable. So I call him a cocksucking asshole, and I get grounded.
So will you help us?
Very well. Meet me in the backyard in 5 minutes. Viva la resistance. We'll show God that we're not gonna fucking take any more of it.
Christophe, get in here!
Coming, mother.
We can make the assumption here that Christophe doesn't have the best relationship with his mother. Mainly, she isn't very fond of his belief in mesotheism. He is mainly intimidated by her and does what she says and demands him to do.
Like Don Juan, it is better than an opera.
Now getting into his background. The most character and personality was influenced by a character named Grantaire, who plays a role in a French story and play called Les Miserables. Grantaire, a character from the 1862 novel by Victor Hugo. He is a student from the south of France and is one of the principal characters of the revolutionary group called the Friends of the ABC. In the story, he is well known for him always being skeptical about everything and his strong alcoholism. He is depicted as being ugly and also always being a heavy drinker. Grantaire will sleep for most of the fighting in the June Rebellion. He will join in the fighting near during the end of the battles, just like how Christophe wouldn't be seen for most of the La Resistance movement until much later in the South Park film. Grantaire fortunately dies alongside his partner Enjolras in the battle hand to hand. On a side note, this story seemed very fascinating to me while I was doing this video. I would highly recommend checking out the 2012 film adaptation of Les Miserables sometime after. Now more into the Mole's background. Later in the mission, while Christophe and the three boys are in the middle of infiltrating the USO show, more information is revealed about him. Right before the Mole begins digging a tunnel to the backstage, Kyle becomes worried and tells him to be careful, which the Mole responds by saying,
Careful? Was my mother careful when she stabbed me in the heart with a clothes hanger while I was still in the womb?
Stan overhears this, and as soon as the Mole digs away from their location, he responds to Kyle by saying,
Damn, dude, that kid is fucked up.
This tiny bit of info given by Christophe referred to his mother attempting but failing to abort him while she had him in a womb, which left him with a stabbed heart. This, in addition to his troubled life at home, would probably explain why he is the way he is, and is considered to be manic, emotionally unstable, abrasive, and bitter towards his fellow peers.
Did you bring the mirror?
Got it.
And the rope?
Check.
And the butt for?
What's a butt for?
For pooping, silly.
Before into the mission, Christophe gives explicit directions to the three boys. While the Mole makes a tunnel and digs his way to the backstage of the USO show, Kyle and Stan were supposed to stall the show as best as they can and give the Mole more time to do his part of the mission. And if anything went wrong, they had to make dying giraffe noises to signal him of any flaws in the mission. Meanwhile, Eric had one important job, and that was to shut off the power generator to the alarms that would trigger guard dogs, which Christophe constantly warned him about many times, which shows that Christophe has experience with guard dogs and also grew a strong hatred for them. But as always, Eric fails to follow through and finds a way to ruin things. As Eric successfully locates the power box, Kenny's spirit scares him away and makes Eric lose track of his instructions and leave the power box to the alarms on. Eventually, Cartman regroups with Stan and Kyle as they start a show to inform him that he saw Kenny. The two ask Eric if he had already done his part of the mission, which he would reveal that he didn't follow through. In response, this causes Kyle and Stan to frantically make dying giraffe noises at an attempt to alert the Mole, but the damage has already been done.
He's almost got him.
Shh, we are here to rescue you. After I release you, follow me through the tunnel.
You guys, seriously. What, Cartman? Kenny. I saw Kenny again. Did you shut the alarm off, Cartman? Cartman?
Whoops.
Oh, shit.
Hey, did you hear that? Sounds like a giraffe is dying over there.
Ah! Sheet.
A spy!
Get him!
Sheet. Oh, no. Come on, Mole, come on. Sheet. Sheet. Fucking goddamn sheet.
The alarms! They went off!
Yeah, that was my bad, sorry.
Hold me. It's so very cold. There is no hope now. You must get out of here.
We can't leave without you.
It's okay. I'm done for.
No, we can't leave without you. We don't know where the hell we are.
Where is your God when you need him? Huh? Where is your beautiful, merciful faggot now? Here I come, God. Here I come, you fucking rat.
As Kyle holds onto his body as he coughs up blood and has scratches and bruises throughout, he sings his version of La Resistance called The Most Reprise, which represents the song A Little Fall of Rain from the story Les Miserables. Christophe in his last moments shows his oath to La Resistance as he is fatally injured and killed.
Now's the light she fades, and darkness settles in. But I will find strength.
No, Mo, hang
I
on.
will find pride within.
We'll get you home.
Because although I die,
I can face my mother.
our freedom will be won.
Not alone.
Though I die, La Resistance lives on.
Fatally wounded in battle, this would declare the demise and bad ending of Christophe DeLorne. Or so we thought.
TVs in their bedroom, so I walked into Mr. Mackey's bedroom, and sure enough, here it was.
Rad!
Okay, Bosley, we've got your cookies and a TV set. So what's our next mission?
There are no more missions. I have everything I want.
We ain't got no more missions?
Wait, rewind that for me right quick.
Everything I want.
Yeah, right there, pause. As Stan surfs through the channels in the television, the Mole makes a tiny cameo appearance sitting on a blue sofa with the background of The Tonight Show, hosted by Conan O'Brien in his universe. This will be seen in the season 3 episode 2 Guys in a Hot Tub. It's interesting to wonder why Christophe would be interviewed in The Tonight Show, and many have speculated that the Mole was being interviewed in The Tonight Show to give his account on the war against Canada. In conclusion, it seems that just like everyone that died in the war, Christophe was also resurrected from the dead and came back to life. This would ultimately guarantee him a good ending after all. I just wanted to be known that this video took 3 voiceover test runs, 2 weeks of development hell, and an entire rescripture of the original script for this video. So that's the reason why this video took so long to make. And that was a tiny summary on Christophe DeLorne, the French mercenary with his introduction, background, and demise. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure to share and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and I am highly appreciative of your support. Thank you very much, and I wish to see you shortly. This is Cute Cigarette signing out.